Uh-huh. Yeah. Welcome to the Woodland. I think I saw my granddad sitting on the back porch being said. He was humming a tune. Said he was humming a tune. He told me he was wide awake. Granddaddy said, oh, if a man done wrong, he's going down, 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 down. Gonna have a woman say, but have some honor and respect, you know. Grandmother, grandfather say it. Oh, grandmother say it. Easy on the way. Grandmother, you choose. If you can't find a good woman for me, grandmother, you choose. Oh, she said, easy on the breeze as you go to bed. Easy. What away, what I've been sitting down deep in the cold away. Think I heard it before. On the wind, the wind, the wind. Slowly floating as like fire, yet as like fire, floating there. She had eyes like fire, and tears fall like rain. What a sea, what a easy, wide awake just to see, like a painful grizzly in the woodland. Wide awake to see, wide awake, wide awake to see. Better be wide awake to see. I think I've got you over here to see. Feel the vibration of the aircraft when the pistons steel. Helicopter plane, they said, to circle around. In the distance, I looked up at what was once the new moon, 2 days deep, and I looked straight above the moon as I see this shining star, straight above the moon to see. One more time, was it a sign from above to say it? There's just something crystal clear in my mind. Is that for real, or is it a mirage in the sky? Oh, some they say that the sea's so Ye boy alive, ye boy lives, ye boy alive, said was the song of the old days, you know. Well, Boyle was his name, oh, say it. From one love, not to think it was the morning pointing world over said true. Overhead, you know, sometimes the vibration from the planes or the frequency really high or really low rumbles everything, vibrates everything. But as we know, the highest sound reaches you first. That is because it is the fastest. Want to know something amazing about women? Their hearts beat faster than men's. That's right, on average, just a little bit. And women have more gray matter on average. That's why women are designed to think. However, nerves for our biological, physical, in our brain are different. Women's intercross like this. Men's go front to back. We have more white matter than gray matter. Varying, right, between different humans. Just saying. And that is why women are amazing. And women have stronger inner lining because of their design biologically. Now, where did I learn that from? A woman. Her name is Mary Ovenstone. I didn't look her up. Okay, I'll mellow out. It's late. Anyway, look her up. Look at the diagrams. Physical proof, right? In the brain, different nerve structure. It's amazing. She blew my mind. That explains so much shit because men are like, just do it. But that's the way they're designed. So women are like, think before you do it. We're like, just go. You know what I mean? She said that the best combo was 50-50 in a business. 50% men, 50% women. And that was the best business model. Amazing. Makes sense. Balance. As I said, if you go to one side or the other and you won't be in harmony with the opposite sex, if you want to call it whatever, then you are not in harmony with nature. This makes sense, right? Your mom, at least be kind to mom, right? If she's good. So don't bite the hand that leads down the mountain, yeah. Cause Mama Bear's coming and she's already on the way. Little baby, say, little babies, look at that. Just wanted to show you redesign. You see the down here, you have my little C section with water, my not work Irish heritage / connection to Nordic heritage as well. In general, home up, rigid, born under day, I'm of the goddess. That's the way it is for me. So, again today I was assaulted verbally. Yes, it was the missionaries. They came back to me. They did. And I told them, look, lad, don't talk to me no more. Oh, I think I like the trees more than the buildings I see. Back to the Woodlands. Wow. You hear the helicopter? It is. It's like right over there. These guys are crazy. They'll like fly low over your house consistently. Vibrates the ground. Helicopters the most. Elf Ranger on the scene, down from the tree. Oh, tree, are you interested in the Lord today? No! Would you let me go? Say, keep it to yourself. I'm not interested. Unless it's the elf Lord say. Woodland breeze in the forest today. Out in the woodland. Got a 2-monk chariot coming down my way. They said, you want to be saved by the Lord today? No, I got it in the woodland. Elf Lord just got me just fine. Robin, I all say it. Back to the wood and the stone. Nothing more to say it. That's my brother man went down sea. And I remember him way back in the day, yeah. It was one more song that I heard in the pouring praying. Oh, how I ought to feel before I ought to fly. How I ought to feel so deeply I know. So don't fall down, yeah, yeah, hail to the mountain, yeah, yeah. Look at the goddess up above, see. Way up to the tree, oh. One more time to go, so they say. Knock shit over, get excited, right? Move shit. So I'm knock it over. You know how I am. Too wild. Oh. See clearly now, so was a folk hero. If no one went to see the old ones down in the countryside, there'd be no music, see. But some people go back to be free. One more folks so the other one. Tired as I am, you know. One more to go. Easy on the way. Easy on the way. I think I saw a zombie. Oh, you don't. I think I saw a zombie. Oh. Come on, sing. No, it was a lie. Did it for the land and the money sea? Was a 3-card money on the spread? All the women in the town say, hey, yeah. And the freedom said, you know. And if they come, Rob Roy McGregor, and if they come, oh Dylan, I said, no, that's me. Oh. Except I'm not Bob Dylan. No. I'm Bob Dylan, say it. Maybe Bob Wood. Maybe Bob McHugh. Aye, laddies and lassies, Knee boil, knee boil, knee boil, oh. Knee boil, knee boil, knee boil, knee boil, oh. I think you were looking for hard truth. I think you look deep down in the hot sea. Shake your way down the sea. Hot sunset, Oakland Beach. Root to sea. You see me now, so feel me now. Too blind to see, I know. You just see what's on the surface as you go. That's a mistake. Gotta root down the seed origin, I know. I said you best go the other way, 'cause I ain't interested in your load today. No. I went my own way, young man, long time ago. When I was younger than you, sir. Got a kid to stroll. Wasn't such nice words, but I cut it back to about 0.5% of it all. I said, I'm wide awake to see the woodland for the tree, blame and well, ocean to sea, to the shoreline, say it. So, I'm inspired because today Harvey Weinstein got his ass whooped down. See you later, baby. They popped that dude's ass today. That chick from Democracy Now! is talking about it on my local radio station. I know that's lefty, but I listen to mostly radio. So I know who the radio people are, you know what I'm saying? But I was like, okay, I have an open mind to listen to this shit. So I wanted to give my opinion of what I thought. First of all, I think it's a good example, but people can exploit the situation for money. Okay, for one, you shouldn't do that. But you have leaders. So they had a Black American lady that was on there. And she was talking about white men in power. I was like, okay, this is going to be an interesting conversation. So, but what I didn't like was the generalization of just white men. I am not just a generic cardboard piece of shit. Okay. It's like, be more specific. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was very specific. I said American, and she is. So she is a leader in whatever that is. I'm not saying I support her views, but I respect where she comes from. I support most of what I heard. However, it's the generic kind of pop thing where somebody picks it up with respect, my opinion. So anyway, you've like what? Naomi Judd and her and all these big time women, they're powerful. Okay. So I've always known this. Women will join together to take down the big target, whatever, the guy that's being the jerk. And if he is, then he deserves to get his ass taken down. But that can be a weapon in the opposite direction too. So it's like open season on targeting certain people. Get it? But she was specific to say those with money, and influence that have the power of decision over women in the industry. Got it? So favor and favor bullshit. So what he got used to was dipping into the candy jar, right? They go on the movie. He gets excited that he was with that woman, blah, blah, blah. He's weird, sick. So he's popped. He's done. However, for every one of those guys, how many more scumbags are out there just hiding, right? Just like, yeah, let him go down. We got to save our shit. I thought that was the first thing that came to mind. And I'm like, holy shit, how many other of these guys? Now, here's the other aspect that I might add that women might not think about. Men in the industry getting the same thing done. Okay, for instance, you are straight. You don't hate gay people. You don't have this whatever problem, but you say, I'm straight, respect my boundaries. You're in the workplace, right? What are you going to do? Okay. I don't hate people, whatever. Just I do my shit. You do yours. Cool. But I don't go out of my way to attack or verbally assault somebody at work because I have a different lifestyle. Got it? But that's what's going on. So now the men who are straight, I've experienced this at work. I was 18, I think, older guy working there. I didn't know. It's like extra nice to me, but not honest. When is say I am gay, that doesn't happen. But he was still a nice person, right? But this is many years ago, way back in the 90s. It's at 18. I'm 44, which I turned 44 February 2nd. All right. So moving forward, I think that both men and women together should be saying, this is not cool, period. Whoever does it, who gives a shit? White, black, blue, green, purple. Every aspect of humanity has some dipshit that does dumb shit like that because it's manipulation. They're too pathetic to love, right? Takes strength as a person, whether woman or man, to love rather than just get your rocks off and then move on, which is what he was doing, right? And it was trophy bullshit. Well, I'll tell you this right now. Women do the same shit. Let me tell you what happened. Went to a bar one night, right? Look, this was some years back too. And there was this redhead chick. So, I ended up hooking up with her, go home, whatever. It was cool. But then at the end, we enjoyed whatever. And she's like, so can I make a copy of your I said, what the hell? And that was the last time I ever talked to that chick. But she hid that shit about herself. That was a poor decision, poor discernment. Guess what? I never did that again. Never. I learned my lesson. So what's the point? To draw a boundary and summarize the both women and men can have that happen at work. Sexual harassment. Got it? So I have had that happen to me. Well, what do you do as a guy, right? You got to keep your cool. Because your first instinct, well, mine was when I was harassed at work by a gay guy. Okay, I didn't care he was gay, but he decided he would shoot me in the crotch with hot water. My immediate thought, which I restrained, was sidekick him into the tank. A little bit of martial arts, but I didn't. I restrained myself because I have zero violence on my record for a reason, because of self-control, right? But he didn't. He should have thought about that. It's like in the Woodland. You do not walk up to the grizzly bear, much larger than you, which I was much taller than him. He was a little guy. So I didn't attack him. But I told him straight up, looked at him. That was his last warning. He stopped. Wasn't cute. You know what I mean? But they get away with this shit. Now, imagine that was a straight guy doing that to a chick. Whoa. How fast is his ass on the ground? Quick. You understand? Or busted or in trouble. What happens for guys, straight guys? Nothing. Want to know what happened to me? Oh, that happened again, twice. I was getting followed home by a chef who was gay. I didn't care he was gay. Again, this, multiple incidents over many years, and then this happened. Life is. And so one day goes by. I hadn't seen this guy. I wasn't working there. I'm at the park. He decides, Liberty Park, drum circle. He's going to walk by me. And he starts doing that. Because he would walk up and tell me, oh, nice this, nice that. That's harassment. Okay? Same thing if a guy does that to a woman. Same shit. And the point is to draw boundaries. And I told him directly and looked him in the eye. You left me alone. End of story. Draw boundaries. Do not allow people to do that. I was stalked from work, you see? And men's issues are generally ignored. Notice that? Yeah, I know. It's true. But that does not make me resent women. I do not want that happening to women at all. I respect women. Thank you. And men. So, I am straight. And that's how it is. Okay, chapter 4. Section A, attacks. If you really sentence supposition is one of the most elementary verbal attack patterns and is an excellent place for a novice to start. The pattern for section A move looks like this. If you really X, you would or wouldn't, there's a slash, and then that is a Y, right? The X's and Y's may be filled by almost anything, depending on the situation. But this is the verbal frame into which they will be fit. Any utterance coming at you in this form should immediately alert you to the possibility that you are headed for a verbal confrontation. So I would relate this to the sexual harassment, right? You intercept what they're doing right at the start. You don't let it go. Because they're like, they keep trying. All right. The stronger the emphatic stress placed on the word really, the more likely it is that you are under attack. Like, for instance, really. Okay, that would be confrontation. All right. The presupposition that matters is, of course, you don't really X. And what is crucial is that you recognize that presupposition and respond to it, not to the content of why. What is their action? That's what you're responding to. Whatever feels, well, and what they say, of course. Why is only how, let's see. Oh, okay, got the diagram. Okay, here we go. Octagon. Octagon. Your personal octagon. How to handle it takes the bait and responds to why. This is a sure way to lose in the confrontation. So you're responding to the distractive method. Let's look at a very simple and typical example. Confrontation 1. Husband and wife. You have Tom and Meg. Okay. Tom, begin. If you really loved me, you wouldn't waste so much money. Meg. I don't waste money. Do you have any idea what it costs to feed a family these days? Okay. Meg has already lost this one. No matter what happens from this point on, because she has completely ignored Tom's real challenge, that she doesn't love him. Oh, by taking the bait about wasting money instead of responding to that presupposed attack, she has conceded the point and admitted by default that he's right. But let's look at a few more moves all the same to see what's likely to happen. Tom, I noticed that your sister manages to feed her kids without putting the whole family into bankruptcy. Meg, how would you know what my sister spends on food? How would you know what anybody spends? You never do any grocery shopping. All you do is go out to lunch on your expense account and wave your credit cards round and charge it all to your company, and then you come home and complain about what I spend. Okay, end of quote. Tom of Meg's. Now Tom responds, very reasonable tone of voice. You hear that? That's what it has in quotation. Why is it, honey, that whenever we try to have a simple adult discussion of any issue, you always get hysterical and turn it into a fight? Meg does speak English, and she did hear that presupposition about not loving Tom at the beginning of the of confrontation 1. Let's see, because she heard it and understood it, she knows that she has been attacked and wronged, but because she bungled the interaction and handed him the victory on a platter, it's almost certain that no matter what goes on in this next few moves, the closing lines will include an apology for Meg. She's emphasizing her point. She's good at that. And a gracious acceptance of that apology from Tom. She's layered her work well as a writer, I might add. Point set and match to Tom. You see, not only doesn't Meg love him, not only has she fallen for his most obvious move, but he has succeeded in tricking her into a posture so hostile that she is the one who apologizes. Oh, yeah, upset you. Get oh, yeah. Get you off balance, huh? And she has now made a string of open accusations against him that he'll be able to remind her of and use again and again in the future. Darling, he'll be able to say, the reason I didn't discuss X with you before I did it is because you always get so hysterical. Remember the last time I tried to... Wow. I tried to discuss something with you. I made one little remark about our budget, and in 30 seconds, you were screaming at me. If you go through enough episodes like this with your spouse, in quotation, or parent or employer or teacher or child, employee or friend, or anyone else with whom you need to carry on a sustained relationship. This lady's making me laugh the way she writes. Oh my God. A number of Suzette, a number of unpleasant things will probably happen. You will feel more heavily burdened with guilt with each episode because you perceive yourself as always starting fights with the other person. You feel guilty because you keep hearing yourself, usually to your complete astonishment, making accusations that you know are counterproductive even when they're justified, making them in a way that leaves you open to the claim that you are correct. You feel guilty because you keep admitting the presupposed attack by default. For example, admitting that you don't love your spouse or don't want to keep your job. The fact that you're not consciously aware of what you're doing doesn't help. The guilt is still there, and piled on top of all this guilt is the guilt you feel because you're convinced that somehow you are the one being abused here. Yes, you are the victim. I added that. But no matter how you try, you can't put your finger on the source of that conviction. This is an unending, vicious, and multi-leveled cycle from which it's very hard to escape. The relationship between Tom and Meg, in the example, dialogue, may end in separation or divorce. It may end with Meg spending an hour a week with a therapist, or even more hours with a doctor who can never find any explanation for her headaches or her constant indigestion, emotional, internal stress. I added that, of course. It may end with Meg becoming bitter and vindictive, famous for her sharp tongue and bad temper, and with Tom getting the sympathy of everyone who knows the two of them intimately. Tom couldn't get away with a continual campaign of physical attacks like this. The bruises and marks he'd leave would be a testimony to his brutality, which would catch up with him in the long run and expose him for the bully that he is. So long as his attacks remain verbal, however, he is not only safe from retribution, he has an excellent chance of being perceived by others as a husband of almost saintly tolerance, saddled with a shrewish wife. What's most ironic about this is that he has to do so little to achieve so much. Attacks like the if you really move are baby tricks and should not have a prayer of success. I would like to mention two things at this point that it's important to be aware of and to remember. First, Tom may not be consciously aware that he's carrying out this constant verbal battery. He may genuinely believe that he's tolerant and patient and loving, and that Meg is irrational. And we should all be grateful that this is so, because such a man taught a few elementary facts about language, behavior, and brought to a conscious realization of his actions will probably change his ways. He may also be doing it all on purpose and perhaps enjoying it immensely. There's no way to know which is the case just from looking at one dialogue. We'd need far more information. Second, confrontation. One has a man as the attacker and a woman as a target. That's not the only possibility. I like this lady. Choose your own adventure. It could easily be the other way around, with the woman attacking the man as a target. That doesn't happen ever. Oh, it happens. Oh, yes. There was a time when men in our culture got a lot of informal training in the use of hostile language, and women got almost none. Today, that difference has, for the most part, disappeared. We need only think of Ann Coulter, who is always out there as a potential and unspeakably dreadful role model. It's in her book, so I'm reading it. I did not say I agree or disagree. I'm just reading what's here. I don't know. If you look at confrontation, one again, you'll see that Tom opens with an attack in mild blamer mode. Meg responds immediately to the bait, as he had expected that she would. Also, in blamer mode, Tom comes back with a relatively mild, sarcastic blamer remark. Wow. See, she equates this to fighting, and she's smart. Physical versus verbal. Okay. So Tom comes back with a blamer remark, and Meg escalates into violent blaming. Oh, wow, here we go. Tom now so far out in the front that he needn't even exert himself, finishes things off with the blamer question. Oh, my God. Oh, my God, I can't contain it. That is yet one more attack. This lady is too supreme. Oh, my God. Learn the rule early. Wow. Never respond to blamer mode with another blamer mode utterance. The only way any blamer ever beats another blamer in a verbal fight is by having more sheer force available, being able to yell louder, knowing more rotten and hurtful things to say. God damn it. Okay, focus. Being able to keep up an exchange of insults longer without running out of steam. God. Okay, sorry. No, I'm not. I'm not sorry. Or any similar advantage. It's exactly like one person beating another in a physical fight because person A outweighs person B by 60 pounds and has a bigger club. It's primitive. And it indicates a lack of skill on both sides. Yes, it does. Because they can't respond to your verbal arguments. They just want to kick your ass. That's all they got. You verbally won already. Okay. But if Meg should not have replied in blamer mode and should not have taken the bait in the attack, what should she have done? Ooh, one step at a time. First principle, know that you are under attack. Hearing the if you really pattern is signal enough. Second principle, know what kind of attack you are facing. Clearly, she wasn't up against much. Any opponent who can't do better for openers than this doesn't have much skill or isn't bothering to try very hard. Third principle, know how to make the defense fit the attack. Tom gave her an easy one. She should give him an easy one in return. She should respond to the presupposed attack in neutral fashion. Look at his revised version of Confrontation 1 for clarification. Tom, if you really loved me, you wouldn't waste so much money. End of quote. Meg, quote, it's interesting that so many men have this feeling that their wives don't love them. End of quote. Here Meg has responded in computer mode. She hasn't said I or me or you. She hasn't taken the bait and moved to defend the way she spends money. Because why? I'm saying this. She does not have to justify it, especially if it's hers. Just saying. She has shown no emotion beyond a kind of neutral interest. And she hasn't criticized Tom in any way. She's talking about men and wives and love in general. She has another choice available. She can respond by leveling. Next level. Drink. Oh, hail. Oh, yeah. Hail the goddess. Thank you very much. Hail women, smart, intelligent, beautiful ladies. Love the women. But I respect and honor boundaries. Thank you. I can be friends. Okay, good. Now, Confrontation 1, revised again. Tom, if you really loved me, you wouldn't waste so much money. Meg, when did you start thinking that I don't really love you? In the version, Meg has again refused to take the bait. But this time, she has responded directly to the presupposed attack with a neutral when question that does nothing more than repeat what Tom has said to her himself. When the confrontation goes this way, it may come to a halt almost immediately. For one thing, Meg has the advantage of surprise. Tom won't have expected her to refuse to take the bait. And may change the subject, and the whole argument will have been headed off. See, she neutralized it before it became a problem. Immediately. Boom. The when question is an ideal response and is completely nonviolent self-defense. That's right. Now remember what I said. Defuse, I don't want a problem. Evade, move away. Last option, attack. To be certain that this is clear, let me show you that what a violent counterattack would look like. All right. Confrontation 1, revised again, badly. Tom, if you really loved me, you wouldn't waste so much money. Meg, it's interesting that so many men, once they reach your age, begin to feel that their wives don't love them. This response from Meg is dirty fighting. Anyone who gives in to the temptation to do this kind of thing should be prepared for an immediate escalation of the argument and should be prepared to handle some serious heavy-duty confrontation. Just like I know There's a huge dude. I don't go up and start shit with him, smash my ass, outweigh me by 100 pounds. And I'll just walk up and be like, yeah, whatever. Better really know what I'm doing. I better be like Bruce Lee and shit. This is a mistake. But many a beginner gets into deep trouble this way because it's so easy and seems so effective at the time. Resist the temptation. So don't respond to their bait again. File the idea away so that when an utterance like this response is coming at you, you'll recognize it for the low blow it is. But remember, discernment. You got to look at intention. Is it misunderstanding or is it specific intentioned viciousness? That's different. Neutralize that. But don't stoop to using it yourself. You can do much better than that. That's what I'm saying too. Raise the bar for conduct. Wow, listen to this. Here we go again. I'm going to read this. But don't stoop to using it yourself. You can do much better than that. And here's the big one, with more honor. That's right. Women and men hold honor. That's what I mean by hold the flame, the heart's flame. How our grandmother and grandfather would want us to live. Just saying, my opinion. About the fourth principle, know how to follow through. Oh yeah, that's a big one. Bullies notice that. As I said, you don't follow through, they notice. They notice. If you feel that you can't bring yourself to respond, as in the first two revised versions of confrontation, one, perhaps because you can't make yourself ignore the bait, about wasting money, things are going to go badly. You really do have to follow through. One more possible response to the attack in confrontation. One is just to say, of course I love you. That would be another example of a leveling response to the first presupposition. Presupposition. There we go. Chewing on my face. Okay, presupposition in the attack. Period. Whenever a leveling response is true, safe, and appropriate, it's the best choice. Now let's look at a slightly different example. Confrontation 2. A teenager and his father. Luke, if you really wanted me to get good grades, you'd buy me a computer. Dad, a computer. Do you have any idea how much a computer costs? I want to make his dad all country. Look, Jim's parents bought him a computer. So did Mario's. That's Luke. Dad, Jim's dad is a surgeon. Both Mario's parents are lawyers. They can afford to buy computers or anything else their spoiled kids want. Luke, so now I'm spoiled, and all my friends are spoiled just because you couldn't make it through college. Oh, shit. Just because you're jealous. All of a sudden, everybody's a spoiled kid. That's really weird. You know that? Dad, whoa, I don't have to take that kind of talk from you. Dad's about to get you. Do something. Luke, that's right. You sure don't. Remember that next time you start complaining that I'll never talk to you about school, okay? The undisputed winner here is the teenager. By the third move, Dad has completely forgotten that the intersection started out with grades as the topic. Dad has admitted by default that the presupposition that he or she doesn't really want Luke to get good grades. Here's confrontation 2 again. For you to revise And you'll find a set of 4 possible revisions at the end of this chapter with the comments on each one. After you've written your own dialogue, please compare it with those examples. Yes, this is the revised and updated version. Okay, confrontation 2. Luke, if you really wanted me to get good grades, you'd buy me a computer. Dad says nothing. Okay, there we go down here. Okay, so here we go. I guess it moves on, and she has you design different conversations, practicing writing those down. I'm going to go through here. You get the point already. Now, the next section is section 5. And that will, no, chapter 5, I'm saying section B, attacks, if you really. Going from section A attacks to section B attacks won't be difficult because section Bs are only section As, with the power turned up 1 notch. Your practice with the examples in chapter 4 in your journal pages, blah, blah, blah. Okay, we'll continue with that, but I really think there's good meat to core, and I like to break down everything, boil it down, right? Summarize. So the whole point is to intercept their misleading communications, neutralizing any negative effect on you, especially your security being undermined. Huh? Right? I think they told me harmony. Folks ought to say it, 'cause my dad said, you know, son, you better treat a woman with respect. Long way back to said, might have been rough on me. Never did a hand get touched on the sister B. No. Sacred is the daughter. Sacred is mother. Goddess, I'm with. 'Cause I'm a straight man running on. And I'm saying on all the way. I'm not a white man, blue man, green man. Maybe I'm a green man. Maybe I am. Oh yeah. Robin, I ought to say it. Squeaking down deep hole. I think I heard a mouse in the house scratching. It's not about the color of your skin, it's about the content of your character. See what you be. If you're a good man, so good woman, say. But first I say my tribe to it. I gotta speak for my people. Irish, Scottish, Swedish, Swiss, French, Canadian, English, I-O, that's me. Robin I-O, Robert F. Stevens on the way, on BobCat Mountain and a boat so to skirt. One more on the mountainside, I see it coming down, landslide, wide awake, so wide awake to see, but for the children to see, for the children, yeah, in the pouring rain. Innocence is never lost, you see. Hold the flame. Wise women circle all around me. I'm shaking in the pouring rain. Well, I'm a man, you know, as they say, as you go, roots to bone, deep down, you know. And I claim my manhood, she said, but she can claim her womanhood, and I'm good with that, you know. 'Cause I don't call her girl, say, no. Grandmother taught me better than that, I said. Grandfather in the woodland, sitting by the oak tree. Shake your way, shake your way, street. So but no, I gotta watch out. I think they said he was a smooth criminal, but not so smooth was he. Saw a 3-count money, 3-count money on the street. There is no way. I think it's all the way gone, so mountain boy, mountain boy to be. Let me tell you, it's high noon, baby, come on here. this high noon, baby, come on. Yeah. Well, they all came out into the square. Got the sheriff from town, you know. Wild West days it goes, baby, come on. Welcome to the Wild West. Ooh. Welcome, see, to the wild, 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 wild West. One more time to go. I see you dancing on the mountain, ancient as the wind blows. Harmony, harmony. Oh, they told me watch out for the paparazzi, okay? And beware of the propaganda machine. You never know to say it. It's like a marketing campaign, you know. So I'm running away. Oh, to the woodland. Elf Ranger on the sea. I'm just sitting at the oak tree. Just sitting at the oak tree. Sitting at the oak tree. Yeah, I got an oak leaf for you, baby. I got a pine tree for you, baby. Yeah, yeah. I got a new pine cone, same as the branch goes, baby. Bring the positive energy. Yes. Oh, yes, of course. Yes, yes. Oh, and fresh podlings. These lasted all winter. Those are oak pods. See those turn into seeds, baby. They have that star pattern, remember, on the bottom of that. Pretty cool. I thought it was. I'm like, pentacles, geometry. Huh, how's that work? Everything is geometry? Yes. Even the leaf. Even the leaf. Oh. Reach round. Oh. Yes, the Mandola did not get taken by Robin Goodfellow yet. Oh, wait, that's me. Oh, yes. Sounds weird. Change the tuning, but that sounded trippy. All right, no mas. So sorry. I won't do it again, Ross. I promise. Or Laddie. Which one ever? You said. Okay, fine. Don't kick me in the shorts yet. All right, then. Excuse me. You said what? I think you said show you this. Oh, okay. Let's do that. Oh, ho, ho, la, la, la. Be happy. Even though it's crazy. Whatever. I know. Well, they put him in the slammer, baby. And they gave him all the charges, came down. You can say it. Should I do the bird wings? Watch. Like it? Breathe, baby. Okay. All right. No. Here we go again. All right. Well, the mamas came to town and they took old Harvey down. I took him to the river, said, you know he's going down, so, oh. I don't know. Look, it's news. I had to respond to that shit. I had to. I'm like, what do I say? Look, I've been poor and I'm toothless. Do not target me, all right? I'm just kidding. You feel like that was like the first thing. Well, they said he was a white man, but I told him anyway, I'm a roots and culture man. I'm a roots and culture man. See the root down, so that's why I did this. Because I'm seed to root down, baby. I ain't cardboard. That's right. The whole time. Yep, the whole time. You hate people? No. You like who you are? Uh-huh. But you don't hate people? No. They should know that. So what's the title? I respect and honor boundaries, and respect others to choose what they may. And I do not inflict my will over someone else, either verbally or physically. It's like when you walk into the dojo, you go, "Yes, teacher, I'm here." Hey, that's respect. That means my weapon is covered. I mean you no harm, right? Same thing as a handshake, right? See both hands, the sword hand, remember? Old school. In the woodland bee, I've been waiting down to see. Oh, I've been way down. Grandfather, grandmother say it on the mountainside. Better be good. You better be good all the time. Yeah. Thank you. Circle around. Stay at Oak. Oak Cedar Downset. Oak Cedar down yet. Oak Cedar. Oak Cedar down yet. Yes. Now, tomorrow will be very interesting to see what pops up in conversation B. If come round, see. Grandfather, yes. You say, no, you would answer back deeper than that, Robin. Grandfather, yes. Grandmother. Do you hear me? They hear me. Someone else heard me. Sneaking around, watching stealthily. I heard something in the distance be. Lighthouse over yonder be. Lighthouse over yonder be. That belonged to my father. Yes. It is an old Spice container, but I do not use it. I like it because it looks like a lighthouse. Yes. Lighthouse over yonder be. Hold on. Angle. Get nervous. I don't play this very often, so I'm trying.